Hey everyone, Stephen here. I'm back with another video. This video is going to be a continuation on the video that I did the other day about the whole Phillip Schofield controversy. There's just been multiple articles online about, this morning about, Holly's cut ties with Phil. It's no longer going to be Phil and Holly doing this morning. But the latest that from what I've read, is that ITV have confirmed that Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield will not be leaving this morning in the immediate future. And it says that Holly Willoughby will bravely return to this morning's sofa on tomorrow morning, despite reports she was too upset to show up to work. And they're saying that there's speculation that she was upset that Philip didn't tell her about why he was away. It was 3 weeks he was off for 3 weeks a couple of months ago when it was the whole stuff with his brother was up in court, Timothy, with all the charges that he had with the teenager. I think overall there was 13 charges, and he apparently did not inform her. Told her the reason as to why he was off, taking leave of absence. Is that the exact reason why she's upset with him? I don't know. It could be more than that. It could be more that she hears all the rumblings with the stuff to do with the McGreevy kid, who she knows because he worked as a runner in This Morning. Going back even to 2014, he had a set visit on the show. He was pictured with Holly and Phil. So I don't know the exact reason that she's supposedly upset with him. It's very much Holly. It's very much been a case. It's been bosom buddies with Holly and Phil for years and years. But is it? It's a good question, right? Is she genuinely upset with him in that she wants nothing to do with him? She no longer sees him as her friend, or is this just her trying to protect her reputation and trying to cover her arse because she knows what's coming? But with this video, that I wanted to bring up a few more things that I didn't get a chance to bring up on the video the other day, the dark side of Phillip Schofield, and this has really picked up some steam. I've got to give a shout out to Callie P, the Divided Kingdom channel. He, on a live stream last night, he did a watch along with my video, so a shout out to you, mate. Thank you very much for doing that. But a few other things I want to touch on that I didn't get a chance to touch on before in the video I did. With Phillip Schofield, there's other stuff here about him, apparently being a tax dodger. There is quite a lot of celebrities that get into this thing. It's this whole, and I see it with a lot of footballers that get involved in this. It was in 2006, Phillip Schofield invested in the Ingenious Film Partnership 2 LLP. The scheme was an opportunity for him and over 1,000 other wealthy individuals to put money into film financing and then claim tax relief. But in June 2017, a tax tribunal ruled that these incentives were not allowable deductions. This apparently is why David Beckham didn't get a knighthood in 2014, and Robbie Williams is blocked from receiving an OB in 2019. So there we go. Typical. No huge surprise. Another celebrity who's a tax dodger. there is quite a lot of them out there. This is really the least when it comes to all this shit, this sketchy shit with Phillip Schofield and dodging taxes. That's and obviously all the stuff that could be getting all exposed soon. That's probably being revealed that Schofield is a tax dodger is probably the least of his problems. But this is the thing. He's a very powerful guy in television. Saying he has a $2 million a year golden handcuffs deal with ITV and has cast iron friendships forged with TV executives who can guarantee his fortune. Yeah, no doubt Phillip Schofield has, friends in high places, and this is how he's been protected for so long. It's interesting, somebody on the video left a comment, and they were saying something about they've gone down this Phillip Schofield rabbit hole as well, found out all the stuff to do with the Simon Schofield, no relation to Phil. And they were also saying that apparently when Jimmy Savile, when Twitter started, he had a Twitter account, and his very first tweet was to Phillip Schofield. Now, that's a strange one. And they were mentioning something as well to do with, like, cruise ship, something to do with cruise ships, and something even connected to the Clinton Foundation. So this apparently goes very deep. But I mean, some of this could be maybe conspiracy videos. It could be debunked. You know, you want to watch. You don't want to get too deep into this shit when you're going down these kind of like maybe potential the Q rabbit holes and all that shit. But I'll do some digging on that and do some research and see what I can find on that though. But some of the other stuff though I wanted to bring up about the stuff with Phillip Schofield was that there's some very odd comments that I saw that he had said that going back to when he first started out as a TV presenter in the 80s, and apparently, you know, he was very popular with young teenage girls. He was almost like seen as like a heartthrob. It says here, at one point he received 500 fan letters a week, chiefly from lovelorn teenage girls. And Phillip Schofield said, a lot of the 13-year-olds I meet are quite adult. When they hang around adult places waiting for me, I wonder if their parents really know where they are. I have to be very careful. Now, just that is very strange, you know. Those comments to me are, I mean, I don't know, am I reading too much into this? I mean, it almost sounds like kind of something that, and it sounds quite strong, but it sounds like almost something that Jimmy Savile will come out with. That seems very odd there. And it's almost like he's kind of revealing some of this seediness that can go on. But then at the same time, he's obviously not going to flat out say what could be going on here. I mean, a lot of 13-year-olds you meet are quite adult. I mean, I don't know many 13-year-olds that meet are quite adult. I mean, hell, I when I was 21, 22, I don't think I was even really an adult, you know? I mean, don't they say, you know, your brain's not even fully developed until the time you're about 25? So that seems a very awful comment about saying that, you know, 13-year-olds you meet are quite adult. I don't know about that. And yeah, I mean, just some weird stuff right there. And it's come out on the Daily Mail. They've got an article up here, and it says it's young man who worked on This Morning and became close with friend and mentor Phillip Schofield left ITV mysteriously amid claims of a falling out. So now mainstream media are picking up on this, and I don't know if that's anything to do with my video that was released. They first published this last evening. I published my video on Friday evening. I don't know if they could come across my video, and my video's picked up some steam, and now they want to report on it. And one thing with Daily Mail, I mean, Daily Mail do, you know, report a lot of these things before the other publications jump on the bandwagon. I remember early on, even back in early 2017, them reporting on the Ronaldo rape allegations when no other paper was picking it up. But it was just one of those things. It wasn't like front page, like very front of the website. It was kind of like you scroll down and like a blink and you'll miss a thing. But so they've mentioned the whole thing, saying a young runner who worked with Phillip Schofield mysteriously left his role on This Morning after striking up a close friendship with the host. But now they're saying both ITV and Schofield insist that his job when he went to Loose Women, that was a promotion. Trying to say that it wasn't a falling out with Schofield and McGreevy. This tweet here was I found the tweet. So this is 23rd of March 2011. McGreevy tweeted Schofield, "Hey Philip, thanks for following me. How are you?" So there's the proof there. He did he tweeted Phillip Schofield. There, another picture here. McGreevy posted of him and Schofield on his Instagram. And here's a photograph here of Phillip Schofield, Simon Schofield, no relation to Phil, and then Matthew McGreevy. And I just wonder myself what exactly has gone on here, you know. And I really do feel that there has been some kind of grooming going on here, and I do feel, and from my research, that the truth will come out. It's going to come out very soon. It's certainly going to come out this summer. Um, so yeah, obviously got to stay tuned. Um, Another, you see this tweet here, and this stood out to me. So this guy Scottster says, as Twitter trends about the questionable morals of Phillip Schofield and Holly Willoughby finally saying enough is enough. Remember, they were both part of the fear propaganda and supported the government in locking us down. Propaganda enablers. And you see this photograph here. It looks pretty bloody pathetic. It almost kind of reminds me of the Naked Gun film when Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla Presley's characters are both got giant condoms over them, and they're about to get it on, and they make the joke about, what was it before you see them with it, oh, you practice safe sex. That's for some reason comes to mind when I see this pathetic kind of display of being all whatever it is you've got over all this, all this bullshit that was that they forced on us at the time. And yeah, I mean, and this is one thing with the Holly Willoughby thing. I mean, and it was interesting because I was watching a video that it was a GBU's, and they interviewed Kim Woodburn, and Kim Woodburn was saying that basically, Holly's no saint, she's no really that better than Phil, and that really she's aided and abetted him. And you know what? That is true. She has aided and abetted him for all this time that Philip's really just given off this kind of low-key, kind of cold, frosty vibes. And anytime he can be quite snappy and he interrupts guests on the show. I mean, does she ever, jump in and interrupt them and say, no, hang on, Phil, that's not right? A lot of the time, Susanna Reid would disagree with Piers Morgan an awful lot and jump in. But I don't believe that she does this. She has done this ever with Phil, though. And my guess is Holly knows. I mean, she knows. She must have had an inkling that something was going on with Phil and this McGreevy kid. I mean, I don't think she's no dummy. I mean, one thing with Holly Willoughby, she very much has that persona of being very nice and, butter wouldn't melt, gets along with everybody. But that's obviously, I mean, I guess it has been an image that she's been able to gradually cultivate over time, and that's part of the reason why she makes £1 million a year, to me. So I don't think Holly's a saint in this, and is any better really. And again, I think these two really their time has come to an end really, and they'll probably you'll probably see that Rochelle Humes woman do more of presenting more of the show, maybe her, and then obviously she's with the guy married to Marvin from JLS, so maybe they'll be doing more and more, be appearing more in this show. There was another thing with Phillip Schofield, though. I always remember this. It goes back to 2016 time, and in a joking way, he made the comment and said, when another presenter was standing in for him and he was away for something, I can't remember what it was, but he made a joke saying to them, "Oh, I'll kill you." Now he said this in a joking way, but then he kind of had this real kind of intense kind of look on his face, and it was kind of strange. It always stood out to me. It's there's something about this guy is not right, is not right at all. And I've touched on before. I touched on my previous video. Schofield has had a large part in blocking guests from appearing on the show. There's a veteran TV agent, Mike Hollingsworth, said, "I can remember several occasions when clients of mine were booked to appear and stood down. I was told privately, Phillip Schofield had a veto on the guests if he didn't like them." Well, I mean, this is the thing, Phil. It's not your decision, Phil, to make. It's the show, the producers, and this is the thing about this morning is you bring in the different guests. Some will have a different view and opinion. There might be a bit of a debate, a bit of a back and forth, and that's what part of the reason it makes the show interesting. I know there's all the other silliness that goes on in the show, but I mean, it's not your call to say who should and shouldn't appear. But yeah, I mean, it's all going to come out soon, and you can only put on the facade for so long. Put up that front, put up that facade. I mean, and there was stuff here. Nadine Doris accused Phillip Schofield of intimidating behaviour and admits he scares her. And I think there was something to do with when it was a stand-in, and she found that the way that he was dealing with her, she found that quite intimidating and a little bit threatening. She said Holly was away and her stand-in looked down at her script, obviously waiting to see who or what was coming up next. Phillip glared at her and began to jab at her script with his finger. And she said, I don't know about her, but he scared me. So, yeah, it just doesn't come off like a very pleasant character. Rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It looks like that you know, I'm pretty certain, I would say with probably 99.9% degree of certainty, is he has groomed this young kid, Matthew McGreevy, and, you know, he's kind of living on borrowed time right now. The truth is all going to come out soon. I would say it's probably, you know, within about 8 to 10 weeks' time, it's all going to be revealed. It's all going to blow up. Shit's about to hit the fan. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a continuation with the video. When it comes to the dark side of Phillip Schofield, I appreciate all the likes, I appreciate all the comments, and yeah, you know, karma's coming to collect for Mr. Schofield. So thanks, guys. See ya.